Hello everybody, my name is Claire Bernardini and I'm a Senior Play Worker and School Readiness Champion at Derby City Children's Centre. Welcome today to the Toileting Podcast. So what we're going to start with today is talking about the benefits of toilet training. So a couple of things to think about are that they are cheaper than nappies. So every week you're not having to go out and bulk buy those nappies. They're more convenient. It promotes independent skills, so letting the children independently having a go at adjusting their clothing to go to the toilet and again going to the toilet independently. They're going to be easier to clean. And the big one is supports your child in being ready for school. So if you have got a child that is going to nursery school as well and potentially being potty trained, ready for starting school. And the last thing on there is supports your child's physical development. So now we're going to talk about the stages of toileting. So right from the very beginning when they need to go to the toilet or potty, right to the very end from when they're needing to wash their hands. So the first thing is getting to the potty or toilet, whatever their preference will be. Another stage is they'll have to pull down their trousers or their tights. They've then got to get onto the toilet as well. They've then got to access the toilet paper, encouraging them to wipe themselves. They've then got to pull their pants and their trousers back up again, knowing that they need to flush the toilet. They've then got to go to the sink and then turn the water on to wash their hands. So there is around 12 stages really from start to end when your child needs to go to the toilet. So it's a lot to think about. It's why we spoke before about those independent skills and the physical skills, knowing that they've got to wash their hands, adjust clothing, reach for toilet tissue. So our stage one, so we're going to talk about is preparation. So when changing or checking their nappy, it's important to use language such as soiled, wet or dry. So this will help your child to understand language linking to the toilet. So does your child understand what the word soiled means? Would they know what the word wet means, coinciding with the toileting? Allow them to watch you use the toilet to reinforce the link of bodily functions and the toilets when you're going to the toilet, saying, I'm going to go for a wee. The next is really important. So thinking about healthy diet and fluid intake. So having plenty of water, so they are able to go to the toilet well, and also plenty of fruit and vegetables. And then we've also got play. So encourage role play, putting their favourite teddy or doll on the potty. And then the next is also nappy changes to take place in the bathroom. So they know that anything with regards to their nappy or if they need to go to the toilet, that really should take place in the bathroom. So our stage two, something that we've already spoke about before, is developing those physical skills. So this is all about supporting the physical skills needed to use the toilet. So start to encourage them to sit on the toilet, using support aids if needed. So you can get some toilet seats that kind of sit on with handles at the side to make them feel more secure when they're sat on there. Practice routine skills such as pulling clothes up and down, so just letting the fact that they can have a go but knowing that you're there for support if needed. Being able to flush the toilet, so that the tissue's gone down, being able to have that skill to flush the toilet. And then also you've got the stages of washing the hands. So however your soap is there, whether it's a soap bar or a pump soap, being able to access that, being able to have those physical skills to turn the tap on and off, and then for drying their hands after. Okay, so stage three, are they ready? Is your child showing signs of being ready for potty or toilet training? So this could be, are they indicating that they've already weed? Are they pointing at their nappy? Are they already starting to take themselves to the toilet? Another one is identifying how long they are dry for. So you might notice that you already actually change their nappy every 2 or 3 hours, but is your child actually going longer periods of having that dry nappy? So that is a really big indicator, knowing that they're not having as many nappy changes throughout the day. Do they have a regular time to open their bowels? So if you know that your child does tend to soil straight after a meal, that's something to think about when you are in that potty training stage. That if you know they go every day at 1 o'clock after they've eaten, just remember that you have that potty ready or taking them up to the toilet, so they're getting used to opening their bowels there as well. So if they are also able to say drive for 1 to 1.5 hours with no other bowel problems, then this is when we could say that you'll start to introduce pants, because they're actually starting to already hold for long periods of time. So another thing is potty or toilet. So your child will have a preference. With the potty, that's something that you can move around the house with you. So obviously if your child does indicate to you that they really need to go for a wee and then you're running upstairs, so a potty is obviously mobile, that's something that you can actually take out with you as well. So you could have a potty downstairs, you could have it in a particular room, and then obviously a preference if your child does want to go to the toilet instead. So just some additional information, just little things to think about when your child is starting toilet training. Just think about that suitable clothing. So we've talked about the independence and letting them independently adjust clothing. So just think about, is it suitable for them to be able to pull up or down? So if a boy, for example, might find it easy with jogging bottoms, a little girl may struggle with tights to be able to manoeuvre them, and just thinking about buttons and zips. So you'll be around for support, but it's all about just making sure it's suitable clothing. A big thing with potty training as well is obviously being prepared. So if you are going out and about, thinking about where you're going, is there a suitable toilet that they can access, and always have spare clothes when out and about, because in the very early stages when they are just starting that potty or toilet training, they will tend to have accidents. So it's really important to keep calm if they have wet themselves when you're out, and just have some spare clothes with you. Time. So all children are individuals and may take longer than others to be fully toilet trained. So it's not something that will happen within a week or 2 weeks time. You may find it may go over a period of weeks or even months, but that's absolutely fine. So the children have obviously got to learn how to toilet train. Support your child by offering lots of praise. So even if they've been in the very early stage and gone and sat on the potty, that's really important that they're getting praise. And then when they have done their first wee or continuing to do so, it's really important to keep that praise and encouragement for the children. And another thing is just thinking about is working together. So if your child is doing really well in the early stages, you will need to make sure that you're continuing with that. So if your child just go to a family member whilst you're at work, a childminder or nursery, so it's really important to continue working together so that your child continues kind of in that process of potty and toilet training, especially if they've picked it up really quickly and they're not having any accidents. So working with your family members, childminder or nursery to support your child. So just our last one here is where to go for help. So just have a look out for more of our Ready for School podcasts on Derby City Families Information Service Facebook. Then you can also contact your local children's centre and ask about the Ready for School PEAK programme. So just have a look at what locality your area falls in. If you do have any more concerns around toileting, or if you have any worries about your child being ready for school, you can contact your health visitor, school nurse or your child's nursery or school. Thank you.